Today we are looking at fraction of problems. Our first fraction of problem is 3/4 of 16. Now what we're looking for is, first thing I suggest is take a look at our denominator and this number. If these two numbers are part of a fact family, or the denominator can be multiplied by a number to get that whole number, then we want to go ahead and follow these few simple steps. What we'll do is we will take 16 and divide it by that 4, and then we will come up and multiply by that 3. When you do 16 divided by 4, you get 4 times 3, which gives us 12. Let's move on to our next question here. Now we have 2/5 of 25. Again, the first thing I want you to do is look to see how this denominator and the whole number relate. Again, if it's part of the fact family, or 25 can be divided by 5 equally and get a whole number, then let's follow the same step again where we take our whole number, 25, and divide it by our denominator, which is 5. Then we come in and multiply it by our numerator. 25 divided by 5 gives me 5 times 2, which gives me 10. Now this way works out really nice. It's quick and it's simple. And a way that I came up with to remember this would be W divided by D times N. You may already realize where I'm going with this. And these letters, it's a little bit easier to remember than the full words. So W, D, N, W divided by D times N, where the W stands for whole numbers. The D stands for denominator. And N, you guessed it, stands for numerator. Now this is not the only way to do this type of problem. But if you notice that your denominator and your whole number are part of the same fact family, or that your whole number can be divided equally by your denominator, this is by far the best way to do it. Now let's look at some problems where our whole number and our denominator they're not part of the fact family. 2/3 of 7. So I look first at my 3 and my 7, and there's no way that I can divide 7 by 3 and get a whole number. So that means I need to abandon our last method of W divided by D times N, and we are going to use another option. That option is to just multiply, and we multiply straight across. Okay, of means multiply. Now my 7 doesn't have a denominator, but it's really 7 over 1. The reason why that works is 7 divided by 1 is still 7. All right, so now I multiply straight across, and I get 14/3. Now we don't want to leave our answer at 14/3. We can certainly simplify that to make that look better, and we could turn that into a quick division problem where we do 14 goes on the inside, 3 goes on the out. We divide this up, we get, goes in 4 times. 2 left over, we get 4, remainder 2. Now with this, I came up with an easy way to remember what to do with this answer. Q, N, and R over D. These letters, just like our W, D, N, stand for how to put our answer together. Q stands for quotient. That would be the 4. So my whole number is the 4. The R is the remainder, so that tells me to put my remainder as the numerator, and the denominator, the D, is 3. So 2/3 of 7 is 4 2/3. This time, cross-multiplying is going to work out to be a little easier and quicker than if we would take 7 divided by 3 and then times 2. Let's see how it works with this next one. We have 4/5 of 12. 5 and 12, they're not part of any of the same fact families, so again, we need to cross-multiply. Go ahead, we can put our 1 there, because that won't change anything. We multiply straight across, and we get 48 over 5. So 48 over 5 is a division problem. 48 on the inside, 5 on the outside. We do 5 times 9 is 45. We get 9 remainder 3. If you forget what to do once you get from here, remember QRD. QRD, quotient, remainder, denominator. My quotient 9 is the whole number. My remainder is the numerator, and my denominator stays the same as up above and is a 5. So that is 9 3/5. Now I have a few word problems to take a look at here. A bakery used 5 cups of flour to make a full-size cake. If they wanted to make a cake that was 9/12 the size, how many cups of flour would they need? So we need to do 9/12 of 5. All right, well, looking at my 12 and my 5, this looks like one of those problems where the denominator and the whole number aren't going to be able to be divided easily at all. So we are going to just multiply straight across. We multiply straight across, we get 45 for our numerator, and our denominator, you can put that 5 over 1, and 12 times 1 is 12. Now we have 45 twelfths. Plug that in to a division problem, and we get, it goes in 3 times, 36, with 9 left over. 3, remainder 9. I remind myself all the time that QRD helps me remember where to put everything for my answer. The 3 is my quotient, the remainder is my numerator, and the denominator, which is 12, stays the same. And we need our label, 3 9/12 cups of flour. And we could actually do a little work on this 9/12. We write that over here, 9/12. I can simplify 9/12. 2 won't go into them, but I do know that I can divide by 3s. And that leaves me with 3/4, so I can tweak this to 3 3/4 cups of flour. And our last question. Each day a company used 4/6 of a box of paper. How many boxes would they have used after 6 days? So our question here is 4/6 of 6. We look to see if the denominator and the whole number work, and of course they do, they're the same number. So we can use the whole number divided by the denominator times the numerator. This equals 1 times 4, which gives us 4 boxes of paper.